take me down to Dashcam Stories where the cars are fast and they crash in glory. Oh, Wham, Bam, Dashcam!
Rafal was driving in Bensonville, Illinois. As he was turning from Foster Avenue onto Bussey Road, he pulled up alongside a Tesla Model 3. When Rafal hit the accelerator, so did the driver of the Tesla. The Tesla driver tried to squeeze in front of Rafal, but another car was merging into that lane from the right at the same time. The Tesla driver hit the brakes, but he still ended up impacting the trailer of a semi-truck. Damien was driving his Kia Sportage home in Auckland, New Zealand. He'd been visiting a friend, and about 2 minutes from his house, he entered an intersection on a green light. Oh man, these videos sure are more dramatic when they include audio. That's Damien we hear screaming in the video. He told us he was okay at first and only had a sore arm. A vehicle coming from the right ran a red light and T-boned him on the driver's side. The offender then drove off, making it a hit and run. Fortunately, the impact caused the bumper, including the license plate, to fall off the vehicle, so the offender turned themselves in 30 minutes after the accident. Emergency services ended up arriving and clearing the scene. The police took Damien's statement, but they never followed up, even though Damien tried multiple times to get in touch with them. Damien is now receiving physical therapy and was admitted to the hospital a month ago due to ongoing moderate to severe headaches. He was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome, a contusion, and a lumbar injury. The offender has been summoned to court but has pled not guilty, so the court case is still ongoing. Damien's insurance provider determined that the other driver, who was uninsured, was at fault, so the vehicle has been deemed totaled. The repair bill would have been over 30,000 New Zealand dollars or over 20,000 US dollars, which is similar to the actual value of the car. Mark was driving in Uruguay when a car going west got distracted and crashed into the base of a palm tree. Mark continued driving since he was in the middle of an Uber ride, but his passenger notified the police. After he dropped the passenger off at his destination, he went back to the accident scene to offer his video to the responding officers. The driver of the car was okay, having only a scratch on his left eyebrow. However, his girlfriend in the passenger seat hadn't been wearing her seatbelt and was taken away in an ambulance after sustaining minor injuries. Philip was driving his '99 Subaru Impreza in Norfolk, Virginia when he was T-boned by a car going the wrong way down a one-way street.
Oh, baby, are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm fine. It sucked the breath knocked out of me.
The police arrived, and both they and the other driver viewed the dashcam video at the scene. The other driver was found to be at fault.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, our light was green.
I got a dash cam to prove it.
We got dash cam.
Philip was able to drive his vehicle home before going to the hospital. Court proceedings to cover his medical bills are still ongoing, but the insurance company totaled his Subaru. Ronald was sitting at a red light when, all of a sudden, he got Honda bumped. It was a really strange Honda bump because the Honda actually backed into him from the right. It turned out it was being driven by a 19-year-old girl who tried to turn around at the red light. While Ronald was talking to the young woman, another man walked up to them and started aggressively flirting with her. Ronald realized what was happening and told the guy that they needed to get off the road, but in reality he was trying to give her an excuse to get away from the guy as he could tell she was being made uncomfortable. Actually, this wasn't Ronald's first encounter with Honda drivers. He witnessed a Honda and a Mercedes pull up next to each other before the Mercedes driver tried to throw a phone at the moving Honda.
Do not tell me you're about to throw a phone into the car.
They know each other?
I guess. But I think I just saw her try to angle the phone to throw it. Look. Oh!
The Mercedes driver missed and the phone was sent bouncing down the road. The Honda driver got out and picked up what was left of it. Brian was approaching stopped traffic, so he left some room between his vehicle and the car ahead of him to let a truck make a left turn through the stopped traffic. As he did that, traffic started moving again, and the driver of the SUV to his right didn't notice the truck turning across the road and T-boned it. Brian stopped and waited for the cops to arrive so he could offer them a copy of his dashcam footage. We can hear him calling home to let his wife know he'll be late for dinner.
Hey Siri, call Ice Kate.
I gotta say, I love that these dash cams capture audio. I can't wait for that feature to be added to Teslacams.
Yes, sir.
I will be home as soon as I get to talk to the cops.
What happened?
I witnessed an accident.
Oh, for freak's sake.
Yep.
Monroe was driving in New York when he witnessed an SUV drive into a brand new Volkswagen Arteon. Monroe stopped to offer his dashcam footage, and it turned out the SUV driver was a new driver who ended up paying the $4,500 US repair cost for the VW out of his pocket so he wouldn't have to bill his insurance. This submitter was driving his Mazda 3 in Douglaston, New York. The speed limit on this road is 25 miles per hour, and he admits he was well over that speed limit when a Range Rover started tailgating him. He looked in his side view mirror and saw the Range Rover swing out to his right, then heard the driver revving up the engine. The Range Rover overtook him on the right and launched up on the sidewalk in the process. The submitter followed the Range Rover closely in an attempt to capture his license plate number with his dash cam, but he had a temporary license plate, which was just a piece of paper in the bottom left corner of the tinted rear window. He also told us he may or may not have flipped the other driver off and pointed at his dash cam to let him know he'd been recorded. Chase was driving his Cadillac Escalade in Santa Monica, California when he witnessed an impatient Mazda driver who turned and hit a Nissan. Huzafa was driving his Honda Civic in Canada when the driver of a white Jetta cut across multiple lanes before cutting him off. Huzafa decided to flash his high beams at the Jetta driver, who then decided they wanted to exit and started to merge into the far right lane. After changing their mind, the Jetta driver lost control, nearly hitting Huzafa's Honda. Huzafa says that the automatic emergency braking on his Honda prevented an accident from occurring. Wait a second, automatic emergency braking? In a Honda? That can't be right. Ko was driving in Belgium when a BMW driver that was coming toward him wasn't paying attention. The BMW went over the solid line and was heading straight for him. Ko honked and slammed on the brakes, and the BMW driver reacted by swerving back into his lane. Behind Ko was a motorcyclist who turned out to be a cop. He immediately turned around and followed the BMW. Ko also followed and stopped to ask if the police needed anything from him, but the officer told him he had everything under control. In next week's episode, I'll be the one who's crashing. A couple of years ago, my wife and I were driving when we got rear-ended really hard. I've never published this video before, so you don't want to miss it.
Tell them we just
Where are we at exactly? Right, Borden?
Nevada, Vans. Do you have a dashcam video that you want to share with us? Please send the video together with a description of what happened using the link in the description below. Well, that's a wrap, everyone. The first episode of Dashcam Stories. We hope you're satisfied, and if you are, please hit that subscribe button.